Hello, biologists. So, we are now going to start talking about our body systems. And the first system we're going to talk about is our digestive system. So, let's start by talking about some different requirements for our diet. So, all animals have to eat. We don't do photosynthesis. We have to get our nourishment, our energy, our vitamins, our minerals from the things that we are eating. So to be an adequate diet, we have three needs it needs to cover. One is the energy, the chemical energy it takes to do all of our chemical processes, to perform respiration, to have your cells grow, to create the enzymes you need, to create the organelles you need. You need chemical energy for all of that. One is to have organic building blocks for macromolecules. So those mitochondria that you're building have to be built out of something. Those cell organelles you're building have to be built out of something. And then essential nutrients. Together, energy, organic building blocks, and nutrients together, this is called nutrition. So nutrients then are anything that nourishes a living organism. There's three kinds of diets. There are herbivores that eat plants. This would include animals like cattle, snails, and sea urchins. Carnivores eat meat. This would be things like lions, hawks, and spiders. Carnivores don't eat plants, and herbivores don't eat meat for the most part. Omnivores have a regular diet of both plants and animals. Humans can eat both plants and animals. You can have a burger, you can have a steak, you can have a salad, you can eat a variety of different organisms. Roaches, raccoons, crows, also omnivores. They eat both plants and animals. An essential nutrient is a required material that an animal requires for its cell processes, but it can't assemble itself. It can't make this nutrient, so it has to get it from its diet. And there are four different kinds of essential nutrients. There are essential amino acids, there are essential fatty acids, there are vitamins, and there are minerals. All organisms require 20 amino acids. All 20 amino acids are required to build proteins. Animals can synthesize about half of their molecules from the diet. So most animals can make about half of those amino acids and have to have 10 of those amino acids provided by their diet. Those amino acids that we cannot synthesize are called essential amino acids because it is essential for us to eat these amino acids in their prefabricated form from our diet. Things like meat, eggs, and cheese provide all of the amino acids, all of the essential amino acids, so they're called complete proteins because all of those amino acids that we cannot make are available in those food products. Most plant proteins are incomplete in amino acid composition, so in general, eating one plant protein is not going to give you the entire set of the essential amino acids, but by eating a varied diet of plant proteins, you can obtain all of those essential amino acids. So corn, for example, is deficient in tryptophan and lysine. Beans lack methionine. However, corn has methionine, beans have tryptophan and lysine. So if you eat corn and beans together, you have all the essential amino acids. So you eat a bean taco with the corn tortilla shell, and you've eaten all of the essential amino acids. Okay, so all 20 amino acids are needed to make animal proteins. We have to have all 20 amino acids to make our proteins. So why aren't all 20 essential to animal diets? Why do we only need to eat about half of those from our diet? Essential fatty acids are fatty acids that we have to eat from our diet. So animals can synthesize a lot of the fatty acids we need. These are used to do things like make our phospholipid bilayer, to create hormones, to create cell components. Those essential fatty acids cannot be made on our own, so we have to obtain them from our diet. They include unsaturated fatty acids. Those are, if you remember, fatty acids that have at least one double bond. Animals typically get more than enough essential fatty acids from seeds, grains, and vegetables in our diet. Vitamins are organic molecules, and they're required in our diet in very small amounts. There are 13 vitamins that are essential for humans. The fat-soluble ones are A, D, E, and K. So I think of the word DECA, DEKA. Those are our fat-soluble ones. And our fat-insoluble ones are the B vitamins. So there's, B6, B12. Our B vitamins and vitamin C are fat-insoluble. So that means if you eat a lot of vitamin A, D, E, or K, you can store those excess in your fat. The fat-insoluble ones, they're not going to be stored in your fat. They will be excreted in your urine if you have too much of those. So some of these vitamins, D3 is needed for bone formation and calcium absorption. So if you do not have adequate levels of vitamin D, you will have problems with that. Vitamin A or retinoic acid is required for skin to grow and to create visual pigments so that we can see. In our fat-insoluble vitamins, B2 forms FAD, FAD for the citric acid cycle. If you remember back to that hard part in the middle of 1110 when we talked about metabolism, FAD is required for the citric acid cycle. Vitamin C or ascorbic acid is needed for production of connective tissues. And a deficiency of vitamin C leads to a disease called scurvy. Here's a list of the vitamins needed by people. B1, thiamine, is used in removing carbon dioxide from organic compounds. B2, or riboflavin, is a component of FAD and FMN. B3, or niacin, is a component of the coenzymes NAD+ and NADP+. B5, or pantothenic acid, is a component of coenzyme A. B6, or pyridoxine, is a coenzyme used in amino acid metabolism. B7, or biotin, is a coenzyme used in synthesizing fat, glycogen, and amino acids. B9, or folic acid, is a coenzyme in nucleic acid and amino acid metabolism. This is the one that's especially important for pregnant women because it is associated with neural tube malformations in the fetus. B12, or cobalamin, is used to produce nucleic acids in red blood cells. Vitamin C, or ascorbic acid, is used to create collagen, and it's also an antioxidant. Fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A or retinol, is a component of visual pigments and maintenance of epithelial tissues. Vitamin D aids the absorption and use of calcium and phosphorus. A deficiency leads to rickets or bone deformations in children. Vitamin E is an antioxidant and helps prevent damage to cell membranes. And vitamin K is important in blood clotting. So without enough vitamin K, you can end up with defective blood clotting. Okay, if you recall our discussion of enzymes in metabolic reactions from chapter 8 from last semester, why are vitamins required in very small amounts in the diet? Minerals are simple inorganic nutrients. They're usually required in small amounts. And typically, if you ingest too much of them, ingesting large amounts can upset our homeostatic balance. So our minerals include calcium, which is part of dairy products. That is used in bone and tooth formation, blood clotting, and nerve and muscle function. Phosphorus, which is found in dairy products, meat, and grains, is used in bone and tooth formation, our acid-base balance, and in nucleotide synthesis. Sulfur is found in many proteins, and it's a component of certain amino acids. Potassium is found in meat, dairy products, many fruits and vegetables, and grains, and it is associated with acid-base balance, water balance, and nerve function. Chlorine, which is found in table salt, and sodium, found in table salt. Chlorine is involved in acid-base function. Acid-base balance, formation of gastric juice, nerve function, and osmotic balance. Sodium also in acid-base balance, water balance, and nerve function. Magnesium is found in whole grains, green leafy vegetables, and it is used as an enzyme cofactor and in ATP bioenergetics. All of these we need more than 20 milligrams per day. Iron, fluorine, and iodine are used in smaller amounts. Iron is found in meat, eggs, legumes, whole grains, and green leafy vegetables. It is a component of hemoglobin, which is in our red blood cells, and of electron carriers, and it's an enzyme cofactor. Fluorine is found in treated drinking water, tea, and seafood. Often it's also added to toothpaste. It's important in tooth structure. Iodine is found in seafood and in iodized salt, and it's a component of thyroid hormones, and a deficiency of this can lead to goiter. Okay, We will come back and discuss some variations of dietary needs and what happens if you're deficient in some of our needs in our next video. I will see you soon. Bye.